Following ministerial statements, several MPs asked questions largely focused on how the government is handling infections within the migrant worker community. Melissa Goh explains.
COVID-19 infections among migrant workers make up the largest group in Singapore by far. It prompted nominated Member of Parliament Anthea Ong to ask if the authorities will investigate the reasons behind the high infection rates among this group.
We are committed to doing a comprehensive review after the crisis. It's more than just a review on dormitories, it's a review on the whole pandemic. From start to finish, and our response, the actual nature of it, the form of it, the timing of it, clearly it's not possible to say today when we're still fighting a battle for which we do not know when it will end.
Mr. Lawrence Wong, who's also the co-chair of the multi-ministry task force dealing with the outbreak, says the government will announce the review when it is ready. Ms. Ong also posed another question, this time to the Manpower Minister.
Will the government consider issuing an apology to the migrant workers, given the dismal conditions that they are currently in?
The minister replied that close interactions with workers happen at regular basis in and outside the dormitories, and their requests and feedback are followed up.
What they are focused on is how we can help them to handle this present situation, not fall sick, and if they fall sick, how to take care of them, how to look after their wages being paid, how to ensure that they can send money home. These are the things that they have asked of us. I have not come across one single migrant worker himself that has demanded an apology.
Other MPs like Mr. Peng Ang Huat also asked about conditions in dormitories and who was ultimately responsible for the living standards there.
Under the Foreign Employee Dormitory Act, the licensed operator and dorm owners should be the party to be held accountable to raise the standard of living in the dormitories in the interest of public health and safety. So why the MOM involved the employer in the application of the provision of this act in this instance?
Mrs. Teo said employers pay dorm operators to accommodate their workers, and any change, such as having fewer individuals in a room, may cost more.
Whatever the business the employer is in, this goes into his cost considerations, and ultimately he will pass it on to whoever buys his products and services. So that's something that we must always keep in mind. It's not so difficult for MOM by the stroke of a pen to change some numbers here and there, but we have to consider the overall implications and whether it is bearable for the employers.
MP Sylvia Lim asked whether the government has tried to trace the origin of the virus within dorms.
We don't exactly know how the transmission in the dormitories got started. We also don't want to speculate about its exact origins because it's not helpful to risk any group within the dormitories being targeted.
The minister added that the aim is bringing the situation under control and preventing a reoccurrence.